Hello everyone, Nadeem here with PC.Solutions.Net again, and we're going to continue on. I'm going to talk a little bit about the main tool that we use to manage all the nodes across all of our customer base. Yeah, we're going to be talking about Kaseya a little bit. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about Kaseya's agent menu. I think we'll talk about agent menu, and then next we'll talk a little bit about software patching, software management module, and that's it. Because I mean, you don't want to know the nitty gritty technical stuff. You just want to know what the major features are. And one of the good features in the agent menu, of course, there's a ton of stuff in there, but we're just going to touch on one little thing, which is our ability to do things on a machine without interfering with the user who's currently logged in and working on the machine. So in other words, we can do things with the machine. Like, for example, you might want us to create a username for another user, and we can do that without taking over the machine to where we have to tell whoever's using the machine currently, hey, stop, let me do something, and then you can get back on. We can do this seamlessly on the back end without interfering. Now, before I talk about that, so here's the agent menu we're going to talk about, but let me just back up a little bit. So before I talk about that, I want to give you some exciting news, something that's happening, something that's coming up. So we are going to be, let me see here. So we have a seminar or a webinar coming up, and it is about security breaches and how to prevent them. So we are doing it in conjunction with the Greater Magnolia Parkway Chamber, which is a chamber of commerce here. So I just want to extend this offer. So we've already gotten approval. Anybody, whether you're a chamber member or you're not, you can attend. It will be virtual. We will do it, I believe, through Zoom, so we'll get you all that information. But to register, you'll need to go to this URL to register, and the URL is up here in the URL bar, Greater Magnolia Parkway Chamber.chambermaster.com/event registration/register/8323. Yes, I know it's very long, so I'm going to make it shorter for you. If you're looking for a shorter URL, here it is. And let me just close out these two so you can kind of see it. So just go to bit.ly/3IOLCZ4, and it will take you to that long URL. You can register with your username and password if you already have one, if you are a chamber member, or you can just use your email to register, and you'll be able to attend. We'll send you the link and all that good stuff. Now, it is being held July 21 at 9 o'clock, so it's 9 till 10:30. So be sure to mark your calendars, July 21, 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Central Time, and do register, and I hope to see you there. Let me just show you the actual page, the registration page, just so you know what it looks like. And there's the short URL. Let me just move that over a little bit so it's easier for you to see. So be sure to register, bit.ly/3IOLCZ4. Register with either your username, password, or just your email address, and we'll get you a seat reserved. Now, back to our daily programming. So here, let's talk a little bit about the agent menu. So let me just switch over my screen, and where are we? Okay. Of course, on the left-hand side, we have so many different options. We can automate a lot of things, and one of the things that you probably already know, that the reason we like to automate stuff is it minimizes the chance of error. right? So if we can do something one time, we pay attention to it, we make sure we do it the way we want it. Once we verify it that everything is good, then we can replicate that same thing over and over again via automation. So that basically minimizes or eliminates, human error and any errors that can happen, because people make errors, people make mistakes. So here's the thing. We're going to talk about the agent menu. So of course, over here we have so many different menu options. Let me just show you what we have. So last time we talked about a little bit about the audit menu, which gives you an audit information about you. So today we're going to go into the agent menu. And of course we have our test org over here. So under manage agents, this is what we want to see. So all of our agents, you'll see them in here. Now, what we want to do is I want to show you how you can get in there and you can connect and do things without somebody noticing what you're doing. So basically, we are not interfering with the user's work. The user can keep working and we can do other stuff behind the scenes. Now, before we get into that, if you hover over this agent icon, I think we touched on this last time. If you hover over the agent icon, of course, we see a quick view of what's happening and what all's going on over there. So I'm going to take remote control of this machine right here. And this is one of my lab machines. So yeah, I'm not remoting into a production machine here. So I'm gonna just go ahead and log in. Yep, it's got the latest patch, the 2004 update. So let's log in. And once we're logged in, I'm going to open up something just like a user will be doing something, and then I'm going to do some stuff on the back end. Maybe what I'll do is I'll create a document on the screen or something, something fancy like that. So here we go. We're gonna just open up Edge and pretend I'm working in Edge. Of course, I'm going to our website. So while it's doing that, and while the user is working, me as an admin, I'm going to switch over, and behind the scenes, I'm going to connect to this machine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hover over this little icon right here, and I'm going to click on Live Connect. This is what does stuff for us, right? So I'm going to live connect to this machine. And let me open it up. Now I'm live connected to this machine while my alter ego, the user, is still logged in and working on the machine, right? What's happening? So the user is over here. Maybe they're going to open up another tab. So yeah, let's just pull up this chart. It's just a PDF. The user is working away. While the user is working away, I'm going to connect. So this is that same machine, and I don't know if you can see that. You probably can't. So let me just capture the screen here real quick, so you can see my screen that I am. Here we go. That I am logged into and making changes at. So we'll just move this a little bit over, and yeah, move that right there. Right. Okay. So now this is the machine that I'm connected to. Let me also capture the screen where the user is logged in, because I was talking about it and then I realized you can't see it. So right here, so now this is the screen that the user is logged into. So you see two screens, right? So this screen is where the user is logged in, and this screen is where I'm logged in as an admin, and I'm just gonna make them a little bit smaller here. And let's yeah, so that's good. And let's just move this up. Let me just hide this guy so you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. So this is the live screen, which is the smaller window here. Let's just arrange it a little bit right here, right? So let's just put it there. And then this is the bigger screen is the screen, the admin screen that I'm going to work on, right? So the user is doing something here on the user side of the screen, and then I'm logged in on the back end as admin, and I can see some stuff going on. I mean, this is real-time stuff happening, right? So I have a screenshot of what the user is doing. I have RAM CPU usage. I have some disk drive stuff, some live process information, CPU, how much CPU is being used. I have some shortcuts to my agent procedures I can run. I have a little bit of info on the machine itself. Now, the interesting part is right here. So on the left-hand side, if you go right here, the commands, and I can connect. So now I'm connected to that machine via command line as in the system context. So I'm logged in as admin via command line into the machine where the user is working away. The user doesn't even know that I'm connected to it, and I can connect over here. I can do a a directory. I can see what's all on that machine. I can go into users folder. I can see what users there are. So there's the user Nadim. Let's go on to user Nadim. So what I'm going to do is, as admin, I will create a document, a text document on the desktop here. Okay, so and you're going to see that pop up. So under the user, I'm going to go into desktop, and I'm just going to say, let's just let's do a dir here. Let's see. I could copy files from my local machine as well, but I want to just rename. Let's just rename something, right? So let's or let me see here. Let me copy. Is there a single file here? I just want one file. Come on. Okay, so there is a. Let me look in temp. There's got to be a. Of course not. Let's go into Windows. There's got to be a file in Windows folder, right? I will open up another folder, and I will just go to, let's say, the C drive, and I'm going to show you the stuff in C drive, and I'm going to copy the file directly on the C drive so you'll see it. So right now you don't have a WinINI file. I'm going to connect to the back end as admin, and I'm going to copy that file WinINI to the C drive, right? So now if I'm Mr. User and I see that file pop up right there, so that file magically appeared because I was logged in and connected as admin to the backside, and then I copied the file while the user was working and stuff. The user doesn't need to know what's happening. We don't have to stop the user from their very important work. We can just do stuff, silently in the background. Now, why is this important? So the main thing that happened recently with all this, and I'm just going to delete that file. The main thing that happened recently is a lot of users are deploying machines for their, that they're sharing between multiple users. So a user has a certain role, one user comes in and then the shift changes and then a different user comes in. So they want us to create, a customer might want us to create additional usernames locally on that machine. Maybe this machine is a remote machine. So as long as that machine has internet access, we can connect to it and silently do this. We don't have to stop the current user from working whatever they're doing. We can just magically do this for them. We can create the user, and whether the machine is in a domain or it's a standalone machine, doesn't matter. We have total control of that machine. We can do what we want to do. Now, of course, the question becomes, let me close this out. So the question becomes, okay, well, but that's too much control. How can you limit certain certain things that maybe we don't want people to see, or maybe we don't want you to have control, seamless control without user approval. So there are policies, right? So Kaseya is a multi-tenant application. So we have customers where they don't need that type of security. They want us to have access whenever, wherever. There are certain advantages to that. We've had situations where a user was doing something they weren't supposed to be doing, and management got with us and said, hey, you guys have access to that machine, right? And we said yes, and they said, well, can you take a screenshot of what's happening on workstation so and so? We take the screenshot, we send it to management, boom, it's done, seamless. Then there are certain other customers where they're doing like energy trading and stuff like that, and they have government oversight, they have regulation, and they cannot allow us or anybody else to have access to the machine that some of these users are using. So in that case, we have a policy where the user has to approve when we try to connect to the machine. So of course we can't seamlessly do it. To connect to the machine, the user will get a pop-up, they will have to approve it. Or we give the user the capability where they can silently just disable all remote access for us. So we cannot connect to the machine remotely, for high security type of work that's necessary. So we have some customers that fall into that criteria. Bottom line is, any kind of operational requirements you have for your ID automation, we can control all of that via Kaseya. And it does not involve doing a lot of things that in the past we had to push the user away and say, hey, let me get over your machine, I want to do something. Now we don't have to stop the user from doing what they're doing. We don't have to stop them from doing their very important work. We can silently do things on the back end, and we run maintenance and things like that automatically on the back end anyway for a lot of these machines, but you get the idea. So that's what the agent menu does. And the very important part of the agent menu is the live connect that allows us to connect to the machine on the back end and do things, run commands without interfering with the user, without obstructing the user's work. So that basically translates to increased productivity for the user, and a host of other good things come into play with that. So that's it for today. Be sure to sign up for the seminar July 21, later on this month, 21st, 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. And if you need that URL again, there it is. Just go to, you don't have to type in HTTPS, by the way. You can just go to bit.ly/3IOLCZ4 and just register. If you have an account already with the chamber, you can just log in, or you can just use your email address to register, and we'll send you the contact info and how to attend the webinar, the virtual meeting. So until tomorrow, everyone, have a great day. And if I don't talk to you, have an awesome 4th of July. Have fun, but at the same time, be safe out there. And I will see you tomorrow.